morning. Welcome to Her Laundry Unfolded.
Morning, Wendy.
Today's going to be fun. When you get your BFF to be on your podcast, there's Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Just said, hey. So for those of you who don't know who the heck I am, I'm Wendy Babcock. I'm a communication strategist, speaker, author, and 20 other titles. I'm also manager for medium Diane Doyle, who I have with me this morning. And I'm really excited because Diane has a very unique, awesome story. We wrote her biography. Was that last year came out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think last August we published her book, which you can find. It's called Spirits in Her Room. It's on Amazon, or you can go to Diane's website, Medium Diane Doyle, and order it right from Diane. So good morning, everyone. We got a lot of people jumping on this morning. Good morning.
Be able to see comments, Wendy, because
I can, yes.
I can't see them. So.
Oh no. Well, I like to just jump in. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have Diane talk about, so obviously Diane was born with her gift to be a medium. And it took until she was, how old were you when you actually came out?
Oh, Lord. See, I'm 61. I'm giving away my age here. So 55. 55.
Wow. So you did readings like for your friends and family, people who knew you intimately, not like just the general public?
Right.
Okay. So talk a bit about like what made you decide to come out, and what was that little journey like when you were like, okay, I'm going to tell the world and let the chips fall where they may?
I had surgery, and it was on my hip. And the first surgery I had, it was, it was like, okay, but then I had to go in and have a second surgery, and on the same hip, and I was like talking to God. As I say, I talk to God, and I kind of said, God, okay, if this is what you really want me to do, get me through this surgery, and I'll do what you ask of me. And he not only got me through the surgery, he had me talking to all the nurses, I guess, before I was even aware what I was doing after the surgery. And when I went back to follow up with my doctor, he said, do you remember waking up from anesthesia? And I said, no, why? And he goes, you were reading or something to all the nurses, and they were coming down, and I didn't remember it. So I was like, if that's not a sign from God, I don't know what is, because I had no clue I was doing it. So I said,
Wow.
this is it. So my granddaughter and I sat in the living room here, and we just made up a Facebook page, and here I am.
Wow. So obviously having this gift as a child, being born with this gift, that had to obviously cause a lot of issues growing up for you. When can you remember your first memory of, really kind of knowing what this gift is?
I would have to say when I was pregnant with my son.
Okay. Wow.
Because before I even knew, it was almost like the next day, I knew I was pregnant. And I was like everybody's, how could you know that? I just knew. And I knew it was a boy. And
Wow.
it was things like that.
Okay.
Got the strongest is when I became pregnant. It's for something reason, I don't know if it's the hormones or whatever happened, but it got stronger then.
Okay. So you felt like you were even more intuitive than you already had been. So it just kind of was like, whoa.
Yeah, it was more of a wake up to me to know what was going on. I was like, oh, this isn't, it was more interesting to me to understand it better.
Right. And so, you've always been very vocal about you're a Christian. You believe in God. And so being that you're a Christian and a medium, how has that been a difficulty for you?
Well, it's been very difficult because, we talk about people being attacked or, everything that's going on in the world. Okay, we'll just put it that way. Yeah, of course I'm criticized, or I get, as Wendy knows, she works for me. I get mail or emails or messages about this is not of God and da da da. And my opinion is, you're not me. I'm not you. I'm not going to judge anybody for what they do. It's not. It's between me and God. It's between me and God.
Right.
I have to stand before God. I will be judged, and My dog is squeaking his toy on that one. Do you hear that?
Yep. It's like, right on, Mom.
But I just feel like I don't hurt anybody. I've never hurt anybody with this gift. Yes, sometimes my mouth does kind of say things I probably shouldn't. But as long as I'm not hurting people and I know in my heart that I'm doing the right thing, I don't know. People are going to judge me no matter what.
Right. And I look at it this way, you bring so much peace and healing to people. And I think that most people walk away with from the readings. Like I've seen so many messages and reviews on your page where people just kind of feel like they're your new best friend. You know, I had that feeling, and of course we did become, you know.
And a lot
But
of them,
yeah,
even after reading, that they've known me forever. Or they can, and I always tell them they can message me if it's just a question, because so many people need help now. They really
yeah,
do. And if I can give them a glimmer of hope that there is more to life than this, and a lot of people that are not Christian, after they leave here, they really do start believing in God and start changing their life. And that's a good thing.
and I know actually I know one particular person who won't say names or anything, but who did have a reading with you and his wife, and he started attending the church I was going to. So I mean, and he was an atheist. So I mean, I think of you bringing people to God. That's huge.
It's to me, it's an amazing thing because that's what I think God really wanted me to do. And it's not only about the readings, but it's God wants people to know, hey, I am here. I am here for you, and this is the only way He can show you there's more. After we cross over, there's more. This is not the end, y'all. This is not it. We
Yeah.
will be
And,
remembered, but not until it's your time. Okay,
right.
your time. We all have a
And of,
purpose.
and of course, you know, personally, I've had a lot of, it's been very good for me because you've read me. My first reading was when my dad passed. And of course, my mom has passed now too. And that's such a good feeling. And it's helped me heal a lot, you know, just from having my reading with you and the little things that pop in here and there.
Yeah,
Mom likes to bug Diane on occasion.
been happening a lot more lately. It's like I don't
Yeah.
know. People I don't think I'm going to read because I don't like reading friends and family. You know that.
Right.
But all of a sudden, I'll be sitting next to one of my friends or something, and it just comes to me, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? So actually, it's been kind of even more so lately.
Mm-hmm.
I think when I get rested up a little bit, when I get rested up a little bit, it gives me a little more energy. So
Right.
I'm not so worn down.
And I think right now people need a healing. They need to know that, you know, that there is a God, that things are they're looking for hope, I think, is the main thing right now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of them, that's what, some book readings, not just to hear from their loved ones, but because of that, what you're saying, they go, I'm struggling. I'm
Yeah.
struggling with my faith. I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling with that. And if I can help them to understand, you know, on my job, Wendy, my job,
Yeah.
and
Well, and that's
job, it's not like a job. It's like
right.
somebody asked me too, and I can't remember, but I said, it's a blessing. It's a blessing and a burden at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we cover some of that in your book too. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we talk about, like, you know, you've had obviously a lot more hurdles than just coming out to the public with being a medium. I mean, your whole life and family and friends. Do you want to talk a little bit about like when we did write your book, like what was that like for you? I mean, here I am asking you questions. I'm calling friends and family, and what was
Yeah.
that like?
Um, Honestly, I always think the past is the past. The past does not define who I am today. And I believe that. I always believe that with anybody. Your past is not who you are today. You are who you are by what you choose to be. Um, but it brought up things that I had kind of put away because that is my past. So it was
Right.
a bittersweet thing. I I have to say it was tough to bring up all that was in my past. But then again, I tucked it back away, and it's my past. My past is
Right.
not who I am today. The people that knew me when I was a child, or the people that knew me growing up, I'm not that girl anymore.
Yeah.
I've evolved.
Oh yeah. You've become a tough cookie, that's for sure.
Yeah, I try. I'm always tough. You're the one that gets the phone call, Wendy. But he's a motivational speaker because there are days, and we all have them. It is not
Right.
sunshine and roses. We're all going to have days that we're down and depressed, and we're not always going to be happy.
Right.
We're not always going to be that bubbly person. So I have Wendy that I call, and we all have somebody we can call a friend that can. I'm having a bad day and can listen to you,
Right.
get over it,
Well,
and then go
yeah.
up.
And I think people have a little bit of a misconception about you. Like, obviously, you can speak, you have people that come to you that have crossed over, but like when you experience loss in your life, it's not like you're just like, oh, okay, they're on the other side now, everything's fine. I mean, you go through some rough times with that.
Yeah. A lot of times I beat myself up about it. I have lost quite a few loved ones, and I don't know. It's like, why didn't I? How could I? I that's very hard to explain. It's like,
Right.
well, people think I should just be able to talk to them, but if they're close to me, I can't. It's not like that. It doesn't work like I can do a complete stranger, but if I do Wendy now, Wendy's so close to me, I
Mhm.
don't know what I know or what her mom or dad are telling me. Um, with friends that have crossed over that are close to me, it hurts, y'all. I mourn just like every other human being. I love, I lose. It's tough. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's even harder for me. I don't know.
Right. Well, because I think people who are close to you, I mean, obviously when my mom passed,
Hmm.
I'm close with you and I know how you feel about reading friends and stuff, but like you so desperately want to hear from that person,
Right.
and even you were sad when my mom passed, of course. I mean, and I know other friends of yours who have passed. So you're in a grieving process and then you're trying to bring through information for somebody else who's also grieving. That's just like a double whammy almost.
Right. Right. I'm trying to help them to understand it when in my heart I'm like I'm grieving too for that same exact person that
Yeah.
I'm trying to help them with, and that makes it really complicated for me because I can't show my feelings. I feel like I can't let them know that I'm grieving too when I'm supposed to support them and help them.
Right.
You know?
And that's a hard place, when you're trying to be that support person, but also going through your own emotional journey too.
Right. Right.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow. So something too, since I've gotten to know you, is even though this is something you do to help people, it's still a business. I mean, it has to be a business because, this is your time, this is your effort. You know, um, Money isn't falling out of the sky, paying your bills.
I wish. Yeah.
And I know there's always criticism around people who have gifts, charging for it. And, I get that. I've struggled with that even as a speaker. I've had people like, well, if you're a good motivational speaker, then why would you even charge somebody? But, it's still your time and this affects your health in big ways.
Yeah. My medical bills are pretty high, as everybody knows.
Yeah.
And I was just in the hospital not long, a few weeks
Mhm.
ago. Um, I get so wore out. It just,
Yeah.
and it's like my mother always says, well, you need to quit. You need to quit. It's taking too much out of you. No, I don't need to quit. I will never quit. Um, Wendy's got my schedule down, like 2 days off, 2 days on, or whatever. I realized I was overdoing it, but I have to live too. If I don't, I have to go out and get a job. We need income just like any family needs. So um, that's the hardest part for me is charging. I
Right.
mean, I try to stay at a level where people can afford it and not be sky. Because I'm telling you, there's some really expensive mediums out there
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I don't see. There, and there's some very good mediums. I will never say there's not, but there's some out there that are not, you know, and they're charging a lot of money. And to me, that's where the greed comes in. To
Right.
me, that's where it doesn't turn. It's not about God. It's not about loved ones. It's not about healing. It's not about helping. It's about how much can I get in my wallet in a day.
Yeah, and something I've always noticed too is Diane never uses like a timer. I mean, like I've had to reel her in since I started working for her because, even my first reading, I think I was at your house for 2.5 hours for a 1 hour reading.
Yeah.
And so, but as your manager, I know like scheduling wise, like you need to reel it in. Like I get you just want to keep giving, and that's who Diane is. She just keeps giving.
I start doing a reading, it's so hard for me to just let the person go without letting them know every single thing. I mean, it's important for me that when they leave, they feel better. They know, and I'm not going to just go up. Time's up. You got to go. It just doesn't seem right to me. I'm just like,
Right.
you know, I can't. I don't know why. I wish I could turn it off. Won't.
Right. And I think that's why you stand out a bit, because of that alone is like you truly do care and people feel that from you when they come for a reading. There's no timer. You keep giving and giving until you're like, well, I got somebody standing at my front door. I really got to go.
Happened many times where the doorbell will be ringing and I'll be I got somebody, they interlap like that and I'm like, I feel bad, but like I said, how rude though would it be? Like say if you were at the doctor and they have a timer and you're right in the middle of a conversation, the doctor goes, whoop, time's up, you gotta go.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there going, I didn't get it. Well, what it doesn't, and
Right.
I think it's more frustrating for your loved ones crossed over if I do that than it is for the person reading because they're still wanting to give information. So I think it's more of when the loved one is tired and they've had enough. Okay, we've told all we can do. That's
Right.
when I know it's over. It's
Yeah. And I like that, like when I've gone to groups with you and I always hear you say it's not who you want to hear from, it's who you need to hear from. They always have messages for people. And it's fascinating when I've seen people walk away being, oh my gosh, like I didn't even see that coming.
yeah, yeah. We've had some fascinating things, Wendy, haven't we?
Oh yeah, it's crazy to go along with the group readings, and I don't even know the people, and you can just see when that light bulb's like, holy crap, this is real.
Mm-hmm. And
It's
even with
it's
me, my whole life, there's that aha moment, even for me,
mhm.
that I go, oh my God, this is just insane how this comes through like this.
Right,
Because you have to actually experience it like the people that have to really believe it, to see
right,
not just the actual loved ones coming through, but things that happen during it.
right.
Like the dog. Remember the dog?
Oh yeah, that was
That's
that
just,
was insane.
I know. I mean, we're everybody now, even me. But to me, I was just like, have it sit, do this,
Yeah,
like, and I'm like, told you, it was just
yeah.
crazy.
And I think one lady was recording. I wish they would put that up on
I was
on social media because that would be cool to watch. Being there in person, but then talk about it, but to actually see it, that would be really cool.
right, and the thing is, I can't remember who I read.
Right.
I couldn't tell you who I read yesterday, but, and that is one thing Wendy knows. I don't really know. I'll have to call her 5 minutes maybe before a reading. Go, Wendy, how do I find this person? Now that I'm doing phone readings,
Yeah.
don't I? And I'll be like, they're not in there. So I really don't know who I'm reading until 10 minutes before or half an hour. My alarm, the thing will let me know. And I'll be
Yeah.
like trying to find him and I'll have to call Wendy and say, I can't find this person. And she'll have to help me through it. So, well, I
In
thought,
which Right. And what Diane's talking about is like when right now, because she's not doing in-person readings because of COVID, I've set it up so she either does FaceTime readings or a video messenger. So we have a group. So when someone doesn't have an iPhone for FaceTime, they join the group and that's how we can find that person to connect. So otherwise she'd have like all these, friend requests. So we put them in this group, but not everyone uses their full name. So sometimes it's hard to figure out like, well,
right.
crap, is that person in the group?
Or the other person's name. What we had that one lady that had 3 different names.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas she scheduled it under one name, but it was for another person, and then it just was really confusing. So yeah, there's always that backside of things where
And I have no idea. So I'm just trying to find the person that popped up on that I'm supposed to read in 30 minutes. So I had to call
right,
me and say, I can't find this one. So
yeah,
so for anybody that thinks I'm out there Googling or whatever,
no,
no.
Diane doesn't have the technical skills. Sorry, but
When
Sorry. I love you, but there's no way you could be Googling
I
people.
did see she's telling the truth about that. I am not savvy at this kind of stuff. I mean, Bobby had to set this up for me this morning. You know that.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I could find that person even if I tried.
Right. I got to read a couple comments here. So Nicole Magic says, since I see auras, energy, and spirits, I had a blast watching Diane connect people to their loved ones at the last Warrior Unchained Live. She's the real deal and did an amazing job. It was great to meet you, and I'm glad our paths have crossed.
Oh, thank you, Nicole. I can't see comments, so
No, that's all right. And then Donna says, Diane Jorgensen, Diane, the gift you have for us to be able to connect with our loved ones is worth a lot more than you charge. Love you.
oh, thank you. I love you too. I love you.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's something fascinating. Like I said, this is a business. That's what it comes down to. Like you have to run it like a business because one, people are paying you and you're doing a service. And so we've had a lot of talks about this because again, Diane doesn't like the business part of it. It's, hard for her to accept money for her gift, but can't be doing readings when there's no power in the house.
Believe me, because I'm the type. Honestly, oh, where's your money? I don't. And they've left, and I don't say a word, and I'm
Right.
just not going to ask them for the money. I'm not. And they'll get halfway home and drive back, and I'm like, you didn't have to do that. They go, I forgot to pay you, but you know what? It didn't. Don't everybody think they can do that. Okay.
Right, right.
But that's how.
Right.
I mean, yes, it crossed my mind. I'm not gonna lie. Like, oh, gee, she forgot to pay me, but I'm not gonna stress about it. I'm not gonna worry. But she came back, and I was really an honest person, and it made me feel good. But I don't stress over. Well, I haven't. Poor Wendy. Poor Wendy. She don't get enough lately.
Oh,
I'll be honest with you.
you're fine.
Wendy probably deserves more than I do because without Wendy, she has been my backbone. She carries me. Everybody thinks my life is just happy, 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 help, help, help. But it's not. And we all need that one person in our lives that picks us up and keeps us going. Wendy keeps me going in this show. She does. I've had a lot of help through the years of doing this. Wendy, you've been with me, what, 2 years now?
Yeah, I think about 2 years. Yeah.
2 years. And I think God puts people in our lives for a reason. And God put Wendy in my life, and she has been a blessing. Thank you, Wendy. I want to thank you in front of everybody.
Well, and that's mutual, of course. I mean, because you've done so much for me, so I think this was definitely a mutual pairing that God did for us, because I obviously needed a friend and, regardless of the working relationship, we're friends first.
We're stuck with each other.
Yeah, you're stuck with me.
With me.
Right. But I want to talk about, okay, so you came out only, what, 5.5 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, what I find remarkable is we're rounding up on 100,000 followers right now. That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a solid 5-star review from hundreds of people. And to me, it's almost unheard of with mediums because that's a lot of people to be like singing your praises, and I just want to point out how reviews work on pages. If someone leaves a bad review, you can't take that review down. It has to stay up. So when you see other businesses that don't have any review section, you either take all of them out or none of them.
Yep.
So, I mean, that speaks volumes as to why you have almost 100,000 followers.
Yeah, and let's get into that a little bit too. So
Yeah.
clarify some things on that because this is again where I do get attacked. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I have never, ever, ever paid for somebody to follow me. This has been a rumor, and I've gotten messages about that. There's certain people that think I pay for people to follow me.
Right.
That's ludicrous. First of all, why would I pay? I mean, I can't afford to pay people to like my page. I'm not making that much.
Right.
What I do is it's like an ad. You can pay. I think I pay $1 a day sometimes or $2, and you can boost your page out to where people could see it and like it. It's no different than a commercial. So it'll go into their feed. They don't have to like it. They can scroll on by it. these people actually push the like button and follow me now. So
Yeah.
they're not paid people. I pay for the ad. That's it. So they don't have to like it. They chose to follow me. There's a
Right.
big difference between I don't know, somebody said it's fake people. No, these are real people. They are actual real people. They're from all over the world. I've got a lot of following from India, Brazil, all over, don't I, Wendy? And
Oh yeah.
these are people that choose. So I just really want to clarify that because it frustrates me.
Well, and also in touching in like the fake profiles, Facebook filters that out. So like anyone who has a page, you can see like your followers, and if you know you're losing followers, they flag them for fake pages. So you can't have 100,000 like fake people following you. That's not how that works.
Right, right, because they'd have to interact somehow.
Right.
And then there's that, well, you don't get as many likes on a post. That's not that, but you have to remember that's not putting all those people. It's
Right.
only what do we figure? It only targets like 1,000 people or
Fraction. Yeah.
fraction of people. And I think most of mine go on to for readings or when I go live and
Right.
stuff that are just on the page because um, it's 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 mind blowing to me how that all works. But those
Right.
are
And we've never been that focused on, well, how many likes did you get? Like we
no,
just Diane posts on her page. Unless if it's me, you'll see that I write, hey, this is Wendy, or but any like memes and things, it's almost 99% of the time it's Diane finding something that speaks to her heart and she shares it with her following.
and
And
I
we're not counting like,
and
yeah,
I actually read every comment and put a heart.
yeah,
So I want y'all to know everything you post on there that under that I do personally read. I
hmm
read and put a heart, try to make a comment back to you. So I do follow you. I know what you're putting on my page. That's not Wendy.
hmm
Some Wendy, if I'm like if I'm busy or I can't get to it, I would ask Wendy too. But like you said, 99% of the time it's me.
yeah.
You're interacting with me. So I do follow everybody that way.
And to me, it's more authentic, anyways, than if I post just memes I think are pretty or I think you're going to like. We'll find that people don't interact as often. When it comes from Diane, that's when her following, because they know somehow it's like what your following needs, and usually it's something out of hope or love or
And we've had to ban people from my page too,
yeah,
which I really hate doing. But
right,
they're kind of what we were talking about the religion thing. Well, they'll make a big comment and or they'll actually try to get a hold of my followers and put in a phone number because they're like a medium psychic or tarot. You
hmm
know what I mean? And
yeah,
Wendy has some banning because I
yeah,
don't want that on my page. Um, if they were to put a 5-star review and it's say for instance for an advertisement, no, I'm taking that down. I'm not. That's not even a legit 5-star. That wouldn't even be a advertisement.
yeah. We always report those as spam, and
Yep, we get
eh,
rid. We can get rid
yeah,
of
we try and get
that.
rid of them. Yeah,
Yep. So I wouldn't
yeah,
even. But we've had to do some banning. So don't think that we're not on the ball and watching who's following and what they're saying and all that.
right. Yeah, because we only want legitimate people who are, finding hope through Diane.
Yep.
Um, so I want to talk a bit about, the good that has come out of kind of you coming out of the out of the closet, the medium closet. What changes have you seen in your life since you've come out?
Well, I don't have to hide it anymore. You know, that's kind of a nice thing.
Right.
Um, um, I don't know, just the one when you put me on the spot here.
I
Now,
know. Well, does it kind of make you feel less alone because you have grown this incredible following, and you can't go out in public without people recognizing you?
I don't know. I would say it makes me feel less alone because I sometimes I feel more alone.
Yeah.
No, that sounds weird and it's hard to explain to people because you think, my gosh, she knows all these people. But like I told you,
hmm
I will be there for anybody. My phone goes off and I'm messaging back but when I go to pick up the phone, it's like It's
What do you
windy.
call? Yeah.
Who do I who do I call? And it's okay, y'all. I'm not saying it's not. I mean, I'm okay with that, but you would think somebody that has that many followers would have a lot of backup or friends or this or that. But sometimes it's not as sometimes it's more they want that reading, they want that closure,
Right.
they want something. And when I need something, sometimes I feel like there's nobody there for me.
Right. And that's hard.
And that's selfish, doesn't it? And I don't mean this. I'm really not trying to be. It's just, it's a complicated world. Being a medium is a complicated thing.
And I think that applies to a lot of entrepreneurs, anyways. People who are in the public, as a speaker, everyone knows you, but they don't really know you.
Right. And I'm sure, like, even with movie stars and stuff like that, you hear
Yeah.
about Robin Williams, for instance, made
Yeah.
made everybody happy, but
Yeah.
behind closed doors was the most saddest. You know, he put on that smile. He did what he had to do. Um, so yeah, when I have a client that gives me a hug after they leave, it makes me feel good. That's what
Right.
makes me feel good. I know that person's happy and gives me a hug. So that's the amazing part about this. I feel their love. That makes
Yeah.
sense. I feel
Yeah.
that love that I gave to them, and we'll always be connected. Everybody I've read somehow I'll be connected with forever.
And what's really cool that we've always noticed when we were doing like in-person group readings, there's always, or even like, the events, there's always a theme. Like somehow Diana's not a person who will stand in front of a room and say, okay, I'm bringing in a father, died of cancer, and 20 hands go up.
Yeah,
Diane walks around the room and plucks somebody out of the crowd to read. She never does the, process of elimination. And somehow there's always a theme, whether it's people who've lost children or parents, or it's kind of incredible.
yeah. To me, it is too. It's like it's meant to be. All those people are meant to be for a reason, and they don't even know. And it's just weird how I just the power of God is just and their loved ones.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
trying
because
to be.
when we have that theme, and I think, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's healing to watch someone else's reading, and even if you don't get one.
Right. I know you enjoy that. You love going to watch the readings. Yeah.
I always tell her I'm the drive and cry girl.
Yeah, she's the cry girl. She'll be crying. Like, oh, she's
People
so.
are like, she doesn't know who we are. Why is she sobbing over there? I'm just like, oh my God, this is beautiful.
But I think that's why we get along so good, Wendy, is because you have such a big heart, and people see that in you.
Yeah, and it's, to me, it's I don't know, it's a blessing for me to go along and just see the peace that kind of washes over people that are like, oh my gosh, it truly is that person who I've been just longing to hear from. That's just huge.
Yeah. And to
You
hear
know,
so many different stories.
yeah,
There, when you deal with this, you deal with so much death. I mean, think of your life. I mean, every day is pretty much dealing with death. It's
yeah,
it's and death is a sad thing. So I mean, obviously, I can't imagine being a mortician. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? That
yeah,
deals with every day and has to do that because me doing what I do, dealing with every day, I've seen every kind of death there is. I've
yeah,
every kind of emotion, every kind of heartbreak, families torn apart, everything. So there isn't much I don't know. People go, "You won't believe my family," and I go, "Oh yeah, would you have no idea what I've read or seen?" And that's kind of crazy.
yeah. It's interesting. What I do enjoy too is when you're giving readings, is you never just bring something up and then if they don't understand like what their loved one's saying, you stick with it. You're never like, oh, that's okay. Just take that and whatever. You never
No,
brush it aside.
no, no. And then they'll get it. They're like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, oh my gosh." Met one lady. She left a review too, and she put the pictures on it because I was so insistent. I kept saying, "No, your grandmother's showing me blue glass, and it's beautiful." And she's like, "No, no, I don't." And that's when I hate to let them go because it's so important to that grandmother to let her know. And she had forgot. Well, then she found it, and it's the most beautiful glass. And it's the glasses, and I mean, it's just gorgeous, and it was blue. This blue I was describing. She sent a picture and she put it all out, and I'm telling you, it was gorgeous. And she was so happy because she forgot she had it. You know.
It's it's crazy. And I want to share too, like when Diane read my mom, she came to my mom's house and did a reading for her. And, what was cool is she's like, no, you have something of your grandmother's. So my great grandmother, she's telling my mom, and she's like, no, it's in the bedroom. And she, exactly where it was. Mom had either, I don't know if she just forgot she had it or didn't know she had it. So we got mom's jewelry box out and went through it. And sure enough, there was
And
that piece of jewelry.
yeah, and we do forget. We forget little things that we had that we put away,
Yeah.
kids or whatever. And it's important to our loved ones.
Yeah.
My poor daughter, I'm going to haunt her. I'm going to be on her. Like,
Poor Amber.
I'm going to know everywhere. I'm going to be like pushing her to the wherever,
Right.
But it is important. It's little things that they want to remember and to pass it down. Keep
Right.
them alive. We keep them alive through stuff like that.
Right.
It's the memories. I mean, I always tell people that, they always feel bad. Oh, I didn't get to the cemetery, and they feeling guilty. And I'm like, honey, they're not at the cemetery. They're not there. They're here. That the cemetery with the headstone, that's our name. That's what keeps our name alive. People
Right.
walk through the cemetery, they see that name. But as far as your actual loved one, their soul, their spirit, they're with you in your home, knowing where your stuff is, because I can draw it. Let me tell you, I can draw it. I can tell you where they are. It's kind of creepy walking through people's homes. I think I've seen a lot of
Right. And I've seen you draw people's homes. That's crazy that you nail it every time. It's amazing.
and that's the difference between different mediums. You're going to find
Right.
different mediums do different things.
Right.
And Jenny, she can name off names. I'm like, who that girl? She blows my mind. But then
Right.
wait a minute, I cannot compare myself. Which it. That's where mediums will mess up. I need to be doing that, and that will mess with them.
Right.
One's going to have a different way of doing things. Mine is drawing their home, knowing things in their home, and taking them to them. And it's kind of like I feel like a peeping tom. Like, oh, gee, you're in my bedroom. Yeah, I'm in your bedroom right now.
Yeah. That's always fascinated me how they show you that and you can draw it on paper.
Right
Yeah,
when
that's
if they were cremated, they'll take me right to their ashes or anything like that.
right. Well, and the other thing I think that always fascinated me too is going to groups and events with you is they always tend to show you how they've passed. And why I think that's significant is if people would stop and think about all the different ways people can cross heart attacks, cancer, accidents. I mean, we've seen the most bizarre freak accidents come through that no one in their right mind could have ever guessed or just kind of, put together. Like it blows my mind.
Yeah, me too. I've always tried to understand why do I have to feel their pain? Why do I
Right.
have to go through that? And it does hurt. I really actually physically feel their pain, how they crossed, if it's an impact, where, however it is, cancer, whatever. I actually feel that. And people probably at the beginning look at me like, well, why? What does that matter? That's not important. It does matter because it's their way of showing them how they crossed and what happened in the process of the crossing. Like they knew who was with them. They actually knew I can draw where the people were standing around them,
Mm-hmm.
who were in the room, and who was holding their hand and what you said to them after they crossed. So to
Right.
them, it is important. Were they in pain? If I feel pain, honey, and I feel bad having to do that, but they did feel pain. You know what I
Right.
mean? Or it was quick. If it was an accident, it was, they'll let me know it went quick.
Right.
But it's for you to know it's really them.
Right. Because there are
Or
all
that,
those, yeah, because it's not you can't guess how somebody crossed. I mean, that's the thing is because there are so many, and again, we've had homicides come through, we've had suicides come through. It's and it tells that person like, wow, this really is them, and it's just and to see that kind of click when that happens is just amazing.
uh-huh. And I think the toughest ones are unsolved murders.
Right.
Those are the toughest because they had no closure at all. They might
Right.
not even know where the person is. And
Yeah.
it's hard. It's hard, and then to sit there and try to help these people to understand they're okay, but
Yeah.
don't even know where they're at, you know?
Yeah,
Like
and
the 80-some-year-old man in Toma,
right.
you know. I mean,
Yeah,
he
Diane
was
has worked on unsolved mysteries. I mean, kind of locally to help, police departments find.
not in not
No,
much in
not in
Boston.
Boston, but around us. Yeah, but I mean, it's fascinating to me that she's been able to help, reopen some cases.
Yeah. And they're not talked about. It's not like something you're going to read in the newspaper.
Right.
Because obviously, they're not, I mean, and I get that, a
Yeah.
medium of this, because there's so many skeptics out there who
Oh
say
yeah.
they're not going to want to. And that's okay. They don't have to put my name in it. I mean, people have actually called, and I won't name names of who did it, but I actually called the Toma Police Department to ask if it was legit, if I helped, and what did do with the story. The story with that was I did help. I drew a map. It was with the rescue squad. Do you understand? So they got that all wrong. So people want to throw out stuff. Read the book. Read the book.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't be.
And that's just it. We cover a lot of this stuff in the book. So for those who don't know, Diane did kind of twist my arm into writing her biography.
Well, now they want part two. People are like, "When's part
Yeah.
two?"
Yeah. And that's something we can start working on here pretty soon. So, but I had only had one book published, and then Diane's like, "Hey, I need someone to write my biography," and I'm like, "Oh, I've never done that before," So we just ran with it.
Yeah, she did. I mean, it was. I told you, nothing's coincidental.
Right?
Yeah, and we were on the bestseller for a while.
Yeah, it was the best or number one new release for a bit on Amazon, so that was pretty cool. And we sold books. I mean, your what was it? The book launch? Books were selling. We had somebody in the UK, we had California, we had books going out all over the country. It was a crazy experience.
It was, and then those are those real followers.
Yeah.
I like to put a little sense of humor. No, I do have a good sense of humor. You can't
Yes.
everything I say seriously, because sometimes, like Wendy will tell you, it's just mouth and you just let it go. Wendy, you know that about me, and that's what I love.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dumbest thing, but Wendy just goes, "That's just Diane. Let it go." She doesn't.
She's a hoot. Honestly, she's such a hoot. Well, I'm gonna read your comment. Lacey Nicole says, I always get so emotional when I'm at the events and just listening to other people get their readings. It's beautiful. She said, I love the book and read the entire thing in 2 hours. It was really amazing.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
That's cool.
Lacey. Thank you, Lacey.
Yeah. So, we got really good reviews on the book. There's a picture of Diane and I. We had stacks of books we had to mail out. So we sat there one day together, labeling, and Diane had to sign every single book for the launch team. And we mailed out, I don't even know how many books. There was a whole stack next to both of us. Like you barely see us through all the books.
Yeah.
Trying to get them mailed out.
Well, the Allingley mansion is
yeah.
sold, and he sold all he had. So I'm going to take him some more. Because I think Amazon, you have to scroll now through, because we forget we don't talk about it. I my groups and stuff, but I can't wait till we all can be in person again.
I know, me too. I look forward to the event.
Oh, I'm so missing the interaction readings with the person in person.
Yeah, and the events are fun too, because we've taken, your last live event was in Wausau, somewhere where you had never been, and we sold out.
Yeah, it was sold out, and it was a really good event.
That was.
It was kind of one of those over the top ones, where everybody, gosh, But I can't remember the people's name. Honestly, I can't remember names, John. Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah. Well, if you want to find, I got a little banner I can put up here. If you want to connect with Diane, you can go to her website, mediumdianedoyle.com. You can schedule a phone reading, a video chat through iPhone, FaceTime, or you can join a group, it's live readings with Medium Diane Doyle. And if you join that group, that's how she can connect with you to do messenger video chat. But you have to go to her website to schedule your appointment. That way you can choose which way you want her to. And they're just as good as if you were there in person, whether it's a video or a phone reading. You're going to get, because some people have this misconception, like if I don't see her in person, the same stuff's not going to come through.
You're going to see me just like this. We're going to like this. I don't have to have you in person, people. As a matter of fact, somebody asked me that. How can you? I went live. I jumped on live the other night. I was
Mhm.
like 11:30 at night, 12:30, whatever. It was a surprise one, and oh my gosh, I can't believe all the late followers I have. They just jumped on, and I had a really good time because it wasn't overwhelming. I was relaxed. I wasn't prepared for it. I just thought I'm going to go on and say hey to my followers and do some readings, and I did, and it worked out pretty good. But so don't be surprised sometimes if I just jump on. I'm not going to be. I hate it when I have to schedule it. I like popping
Yeah.
up, going, hey,
Yeah.
surprise. But it works just as good this way. I just like to hug people afterwards
Yeah.
because they need that hug. Yeah, even though Sassy said yes. You can hear my dog down there. But
Yeah.
pretty soon we're gonna. I'm hoping. Now I know July is completely booked. There's nothing
Yeah.
open in July. There are some in August, so if you want
Yeah.
to book, get into August because they usually book up really quick.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm going to put back on there because we're doing half an hour readings for a little bit and then, we took them down. But I think, you do have people who have followed you for years that like to just kind of pop in and have a quick, have a few questions. You've already read them. They know their loved ones are there.
yep. And I like
So,
that because then they don't have to pay for a full hour just to talk to me. And some people just want to talk to me and just, I don't know, it's amazing. So I like to give them that they're going
right.
to pay, a full price of a reading because I'm usually done with them within 20 minutes for those. They'll have it all down. These are the questions I've got for you. Why should they have to pay a full price?
Right. And actually, real quick, I want you to differentiate people who don't know. There's a difference between a psychic and a medium. So Diane's not psychic. So if you can kind of explain that real quick before we go.
Yeah, for sure. Every medium has psychic in them, but I don't call myself a psychic because you have to know where the information comes from. A medium connects with people that have crossed over. Psychics do not. I don't know where they get the information from. What happens with a psychic is they'll tell you what would you like to know. So you tell them. They'll go, do you want to know about your future, your love life, this and that. Um, but to me, where is that coming from? So all mediums are psychic because we get our information from your loved ones, but that's not it's tricky. So we're kind of
Yeah.
a medium psychic together, but a psychic is just a psychic. They're gonna ask you questions, and
Right.
want to know what you want to know. And to me, they need to know what information's coming from. If I'm getting information from somebody like, say, if I go into a psychic, I'm not gonna. I shouldn't be giving them information. You should never,
Right.
even if you're with a medium and you walk in and the medium goes, what do you want to know? Who do you want to hear from? No, it shouldn't work like that. It should come to them natural. They should not be asking you what you want. You know what I mean? Because then
Right.
again, they're leading you. You need to know there are fakes out there. I'm not going
Right.
to, there are a lot of fakes out there that have manipulated this and figured it out, and you sit down and you pay them and they'll go, I see a guy coming in your future, blue-eyed, brown hair, and your future looks good and money. You walk away, you forget everything you were told, and you just wasted your money. What did
Well,
you do?
there is a power of mindset too. So somebody tells you that if you're single, you're going to be looking for a blue-eyed, brown-haired guy and be like, "Oh, that's him. That's him." That's what it's bringing your attention to that,
Right.
and therefore you're going to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
But
oh,
when,
they were right.
yeah, I know, and that could be, but most of them are their love life, um, finances. Am I going to be rich? Or when it's kind of fun to go to them just for fun. I get
Right.
that. Like if you're at the Renaissance Festival or everything, where you just sit down and you pay $50, and for 10 minutes they'll tell you, oh, I see this or I see that, but you walk away and you don't remember, and they know that. They
Right.
know, so that's
And the
more.
things that you do, yeah, and the things that you do remember, you kind of make it happen on your own. You kind of like open yourself up to the
Oh,
power of suggestion.
it can fit anybody.
Right.
It can fit 99% of people that sit down with them.
Right.
And another thing, if somebody says, well, when I started, I needed to hold something. I thought.
Mhm.
But then I realized I don't need that. And in a way, I'm glad. I'm glad that I knew and learned that I don't need that, because if you're going to give me a picture and I look and it's a picture of your grandma, I'm going to know who you're going to want to hear from.
Right.
If it's a female item or a male item, I gave that up years ago. I haven't done that since but it's a learning process for me. But when you've been doing it for years and years and years, you should not need an item. You
Right.
should need it. So to give that item, you're giving them information. And they'll ask, well, whose is this? Don't fall for that, y'all. Don't tell them.
Yeah.
Don't give them the information they want to start this off. They have
Oh
to give
yeah.
the information. Like, I'm not gonna ask you that. Don't give me anything.
And I was a skeptic before I had my first reading. I didn't know who Diane was, and someone said, if my dad passed, oh, go see Diane Doyle. She's a medium. I'm like, oh, okay. I scheduled the appointment. I'm like, well, we'll see. So I like tried to be a straight faced and like not give her anything.
Do as
Yeah,
well,
and
but
I walked away 100% believer because I knew I wasn't giving her. I was answering yes and no. Like she'd say, well, does that make sense to you? I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Holy crap.
that's what I do, just to verify what I'm saying is correct. Yes.
Right.
And then at the end, once you know I've connected strictly with them, you can ask them questions. You can
Right.
talk about it then, and then it turns into a conversation, and that's okay. At that point, there you can do that, but you have
And it
to.
was interesting because you gave me information I had no idea about, like my parents combining their ashes. I was never told that. So I had asked my mom on the next day, I'm like, all right, so I don't know how you feel about mediums, mom, but this is what happened. And she's like, yeah, your dad and I didn't tell anybody. We talked about it the night before he passed away, that we would combine our ashes once she had passed. And so we did that. But that was a huge confirmation. Like nobody knew that. Only my mom and dad knew that information. She hadn't told anybody.
Well, tell just for instance, after your mom's crossed over, and like I said, it's hard for me, but I kept telling Wendy, no, she keeps showing me something, and you need to find. I mean, she was adamant about this, and I'm
Her
calling.
rings.
I don't know what she's talking about. I go, no, I'm telling you, and I was describing everything, and I'll let you finish that up to what happened on that. And she told me
Yeah.
about her
So
mom.
mom had lost a ton of weight towards the end. We didn't know until like after she passed that she actually had lung cancer. We didn't know that. And so she had COPD. Um, and we couldn't find her rings. So my dad had bought her, obviously, when they got remarried, pretty expensive rings, and we couldn't find them anywhere. And so then Diane calls, like, well, your mom is showing me where these are,
I didn't know.
and
I didn't find them. She hadn't even talked to me about this.
yeah, no, she just like, your
Oh,
mom is, and
but I
yeah,
had
and
seen her at the desk writing. It was like she was writing letters or something. I don't know. Remember, I kept saying she's at
yes.
the desk. That's where it started, and I'm like, there's something she. There you go. I'm sorry. I just had
No,
to.
that's
I didn't know about the rings.
Yeah, and we did, because obviously during that time I was with my family, and so we're going through this. We just lost my mom. It was the day after. We're trying to find her rings because we had so many people in the house that weekend, between all different type of people besides family, and we're like, we thought she left them on her coffee table, like she had taken them off and put them down. And Diane's like, no, she put them away. She's like, I see her at her desk writing. And so when I talked to Diane, it was bizarre because she didn't know we were like on a hunt for these rings to figure out, make sure nobody took them. And she's like, she's showing these to me. This is where they are. She's like, I see them in this box. She's like, and I see her writing. So we're like, what the heck? And we thought they were at her desk. But then, like, it was maybe a few days later. It might have even been closer to a week later. We were
Yeah.
cleaning up my mom's room, and we found this this storage container. And in it was a box, and there were her rings. And not only did the rings, but she had written letters to my dad after he passed, talking about how much she missed him and their life together. And that was like finding gold.
Yeah, and she sat at the desk and wrote them, and
Yeah.
it like and to me it was even a tearjerker because it was so important for. I just got the goosey bumps. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
And I'm getting choked up just thinking about it.
That's important for I know, Sassy Pants. It was so important for you kids to find this and to find the
Yeah.
letter that she wrote to your dad. That but your mom knew me, so she's like just pops in every whenever she feels like, and I'm like, hey.
Right. That was awesome. And that was exactly where you had said we were just looking at the wrong place. 'Cause, at the desk, we kept thinking, okay, and she didn't have that much around
Well,
her desk.
because I kept seeing the desk. I kept seeing her.
Right. Because that's what she wrote.
But then I kept seeing, but she's showing me like a box or something.
Right.
So that's where it gets complicated. You have to understand, it's not like us talking.
Right.
I have to figure it out. She's writing at the desk. What is she writing? She was writing
Right.
letters to your dad. And then she was showing me a box. So I knew you'd find it. She knew you'd find it. It was just a matter of when you find it, you're going to. But
And
you
the
won't.
timing. And the timing was interesting when we found it because it was just my sister and I in the house going through that box. And we found, besides that, it's almost like she led us to that box with the rings and the letters. Then we found my grandpa, so it's my dad's, his, military things. We had letters that were sent to his mother, like when he was hurt, at war. And so it
It
was
was
an amazing find.
Yeah, it was things you didn't even know that.
Yeah.
And it was so important to her. And she's been very quiet since then. She's been very happy. So you found what was important to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was a good thing.
And I think through you, it's really helped me because, people talk about signs and, they're looking for big things. And sometimes it's just a matter of that little voice in the back of your head. Like for me, that we were going to obviously sell her home. She had just built it 2 years ago. And the plan was, because my sister and I both owned our own homes. But the next day when I walked in her house, I just had this overwhelming feeling. I'm like, I need to be here. And I don't know why, because I never wanted the house. It's a beautiful home, but I have a house that I loved, And I looked at my husband thinking he's going to tell me I'm nuts. Like, we're not moving. And I said, I just feel like we need to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it came from her. So, I mean, it's knowing. So I'm not psychic. I'm not medium, none of that stuff.
And that's the amazing part of people will just start listening to
Yeah.
here, not here. You'll feel
Right.
it from the heart. Our loved ones are constantly trying to connect with us, constantly, but we don't pay attention. We just
We
don't.
think,
We second guess. Was that really what no. Go with your first instinct. It's always right, y'all. It's always right. I mean, even if it doesn't go the way you think it's going to go, there's a reason why. It'll all play out at the end, okay?
right.
I mean, we're in the process of moving. I'm about ready to pull my hair out. My husband's exhausted. I'm like, why are we doing this? Have we lost our minds? But I'm seeing there's a purpose and a reason for everything. And it is all going to work out. We just got to hang in there for a few more weeks. And you know what I mean? We're going to
And
be
the first purpose could have nothing to do with you. It could be maybe someone who's going to buy your home. It could be that's going to be their forever home, or there's so I mean, sometimes it has nothing to do with us.
And I think it's taking care of my mom.
Yeah.
We get her out of home alone. She's lonely. No one should be lonely. And right now with the COVID, there's no place you could put. She couldn't go into a home, and I don't want to put her into a home.
No.
She's too feisty. We know my mom. She's too feisty to put in a home. She needs to be playing games and being active, and you know what I mean. She loves people. So I mean, it's for so there's the benefit. I hope in the end. I know it's going to be. We all get to see my new reading room. Oh.
Yes.
Yes, it's blue. It's blue. I'm talking blue. I didn't mean to go quite so blue. So it's going to be interesting when my new clients come, or even older clients are going to go, oh my gosh, this is really blue. Yeah.
Well, and you'll be handicap accessible too at the new place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Which
That'll be nice too.
I have a lot of them that actually couldn't come in the home. I'd had to read them in the garage because into my stairs. So that's going to be nice. So
right.
It's all going to work out.
And so I'll be curious for your, we've already talked about when Diane hits 100,000 followers, we're going to have like an online party.
We need to have something where maybe our followers can say what they'd like. I don't know what to do. Do you? I mean, what should we do for them?
Yeah, maybe we need to maybe I'll put some kind of a poll up on your page and be like, okay, what do you want us to do?
I mean, readings are great, but I feel like there's more I need to do. I don't know what. Maybe free T-shirts or,
hats or T-shirts. We could do like a giveaway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
During the party.
I'm so blessed to have that many people and they stick with me. They stick with me, and I'm blessed. Yeah,
we could maybe do a live party and do some kind of a giveaway where people can, enter somehow and they can get maybe a free book or a t-shirt or a hat.
That's true. The books. I could sign books.
Yeah.
We could do a few people that get free books, some that get free T-shirts, some that get a couple free readings, or you know what I mean, something like
Yeah.
that, and make it like a party
Yeah.
online.
Right. So yeah, if you're on here, invite your friends on like Diane's page, because the sooner we get to 100,000, the sooner we can have a party.
I wish we could do that in the group because I love the fact in the group
Yeah.
I can see them.
Right.
This is the thing. If you join the group, I can actually do it like this on my page.
Right.
Not do that. I don't know why they won't let you do that on a business page.
Oh, you mean where you invite somebody on to go live with you and then shoot readings that way?
Yeah. In the group,
Yeah.
you join the group and it is free. I'm never going to charge anybody to join a group. For gosh sakes, y'all. Why would I charge people to join a group that is basically to help you so we can do readings where I can see you? So it's free. You're not, I'm not going to charge you to join my group, and you're still going to get readings in there. So jump on that group. I don't even know what is my group under, Wendy?
Okay, so in order to find Diane's group, just go to her Medium page. So if you just Facebook search Medium Diane Doyle, if you're on her page, just click the button that says groups. There's 2 groups. One is the old book launch, so that's not the one. It says live readings with Medium Diane Doyle, and you can just request to join. We accept everybody in there, and then like Diane said, sometimes she randomly will go live in that group, and she'll pick somebody, be like, okay, I'm going to just randomly pick someone to go live with me. You pop in, and then she can. The reason why we have you go live with her is because there's such a delay in the comments. I mean, she's used to do readings with people in the comments, but it's so hard to wait for that delay to get confirmation of what she's saying. So if you guys can see each other like we're doing now, you'll go live with her and she'll give you a reading.
Yeah. So I'd like that group so I can do that. Also, too, Wendy's got coming up the Weekend Warrior.
Oh, the Warrior Unchained Live. Yeah, Warrior Unchained Live.
Yeah, now that's all changed too because I forgot to ask you, am I still going to be doing anything there or are you going to, is that?
Well, we can talk about it because I mean, I have a mastermind for the people who are coming as VIPs. So we've changed the format. So it's in New Lisbon, Wisconsin. VIP tickets are only $37, and that includes dinner and a mastermind after dinner. And so really, I mean, maybe we should include, it's only 25 people is the maximum I'm having.
Yeah.
So maybe during that mastermind, Diane could do a couple readings.
Yeah, I don't mind that. You know I do that.
Just do a small gallery reading afterwards. People who hang out, that'd be cool. You don't have to buy a ticket. Yeah, goof. Never. Yeah. So I mean, that's something that we should do is,
Yeah.
Because I
had planned on it, and then I knew all this COVID stuff got switched, and I'm thinking, I need to ask her that, but it popped in because you know me, I'll forget to ask you again.
Right.
I do it live. I have to do it live, so we're doing business live. But and then
that's something.
Well, then
we could definitely.
Tickets they would know too. Is she going to do meetings or not? But I'd be more than that.
Yeah, we could do that. We could say, Diane, do like, and we'll limit it a little bit because otherwise, go. I mean, and for those who can't come live, we do have a virtual ticket for only $10, so you can feel like you're there for the whole event. And the virtual tickets go from 3 till 6:30. So you're there for that amount of time and you see all 6 speakers. It doesn't include obviously the dinner or the mastermind afterwards, but or the readings with Diane. But yeah, if you come in person for the VIP, I mean, it's incredibly cheap.
And I'll just be there for it and after dinner or whatever you want, whatever you decide,
that would be great. I think people would really enjoy it.
I'll do it for you.
That's awesome. We'll sell out tomorrow if they know you're going to be there.
I don't. Well, put it on the page. I don't know. We'll get But
because we haven't done gallery readings in so long, it just would be nice to have that, and you can stand far enough from people to do the readings, and we can set seats up apart so if people are nervous.
Didn't we just have somebody from Oshkosh or Claire? A group. And
they want to book a group. Yeah.
Group, and it's so hard right now. I don't know. The masks are so hard.
Yeah. Well, for you, you're quiet as it is. I mean, we'd almost have to have everyone else wear the mask, and then you
And
just sit far enough away.
they found out I can't wear the surgical ones. I have
Right.
to use the material.
Cloth. Yeah.
Have the that stuff gets down into my, the
Yeah.
paper one, whatever. Those I can't. That make me just horrible.
Yeah.
I'm wearing them pretty little. I know anywhere anyway, so.
Yeah. With your home.
Wendy, you and I haven't seen each other for how long now?
I know it's been a minute. I'm trying to think the last time I was over there.
Got to be a couple months.
It's been a bit. Yeah.
Miss you. Miss you. So
Yeah.
fine.
Coming over after this.
I got reading.
I know.
Reading's there, reading's tomorrow. But
right.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, we had over an hour, so.
I know. You said we'll probably go over an hour.
We'll go over. Yeah. But yeah, if you want to get a reading with Diane, go to her website, mediumdianedoyle.com. Oh, you're saying? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Is there actually people still watching us?
Yep, there's still people on here. Yeah. In fact, Lacey left another comment. Says you're both a blessing. You're both such caring, loving, and beautiful humans. I'm definitely thankful for hearing about and meeting you. That's awesome. You have the best followers. Seriously. Yeah. High five. But yeah. So well, yeah. Thanks for. I know you're not a morning person, so I was very thankful that you wanted to do this with me today.
No, I'm just kidding. It's close. I get up usually.
Right. But then you have to get all up, and actually be up, and going. So no, thank you so much for being on here.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I really did. It was nice.
Awesome.
I hate that I can't see comments though.
I know. You can go back and watch and see the comments. Dana just says, love you both. And Nancy says, thank you.
I'll try to.
Yeah, so.
I'll go back and put a heart by each one of them.
There you go. Yeah.
All right.
Love it. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining, everyone.
Love you, Wendy. Love y'all.
Love ya.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye.